Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile. This is the Effect Audio AXC, and these are my Honest Audiophile impressions. I want to thank Effect Audio for providing the AXC for review. To greatly appreciate it. Effect Audio, you rock. Alright, so quickly, a couple of things. Number one, I do have an affiliate link with Effect Audio. If you are interested in using my affiliate link, there is a link with a code down in the description. Do keep in mind that Effect Audio has had no impact in regards to what is said in this video. They have not asked me to put a positive spin on the review. All they have asked me for is an honest opinion. They did offer me the affiliate link in case my viewers are interested in purchasing the AXC. Also, another thing, I am a big, huge fan of Effect Audio cables. I own numerous ones of them, and I use them a lot when doing my review process. They are very well built, and in my opinion, are very premium feeling, and I really do enjoy the way that they look and feel. Do I notice differences in the cables as in regards to versus the stock cables or other alternate cables that I've used? Maybe. The differences are very subtle, and again, I am not putting a impact and an emphasis on my review just because it's an Effect Audio cable. I'm putting my thoughts and opinions together based on how it performs and how I feel that it looks and makes me feel as a consumer. Effect Audio has not impacted my thought process in reviewing the AXC. All right, so the Effect Audio AXC, it's very, very nicely built, and it's very similar to other Signature Series 2 cables from Effect Audio. For example, the Aries 2 and the Cadmus 2 and the Eros 2. All of them are Signature 2 series cables, and they're all well built, very, very similar to the AXC. The only difference that I kind of have noticed from the AXC versus those other three is that the ear hooks seem to be a little bit better controlled and not quite as thick. And I know that they're all in the same series, so I'm not sure if it's just a better batch or what, but these ear hooks work better than the others. Everything else pretty much feels the same. The cable is very lightweight, well controlled, and it's nice and thick, feels premium, and looks very nice. And it terminates into a 4.4. Now, Effect Audio does allow you to make upgrades, and they will cost you quite a bit. You can get different ConX terminations. And thanks to inToit reviews, I do have the MMCX terminations, which you can change out. And then there's also other terminations that you can purchase through their website. And then you can also get different terminations for the cables, and they all will cost you differently. But this version, the 2-pin, which is default, and the Rhodium 4.4 is going to set you back $269. The Effect Audio AXC is a combination of the Cadmus and the Aries cables. And when I did the review of the Cadmus and the Aries, I mentioned that they do have slight differences, and it pretty much is differences that go right along with what I hear with silver and copper cables. And that is that the Aries, being the copper cable, sounds a little bit more warm, has a little bit more natural tone and timbre, and is a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more lush sounding, a little bit more full sounding, but also the uppers are slightly tamed, a little bit rounded and softer. They don't have quite as much energy and sparkle and bite and crispness as the Cadmus 2. Now, the Cadmus 2 is a silver plated cable, and it has a more brighter, more intense type of presentation. It's a little bit more forthright in the way that it presents details and resolution. It is a little bit more clean and clear, has better clarity while still maintaining good impact and nice dynamics. But those uppers tend to have a little bit more brightness and a little bit more crispness, bite, and edge to it. And the note weight is a little bit on the thinner side than the Aries. So it kind of makes sense that Effect Audio has chosen to combine these two cables with their different abilities and make the AXC. So the AXC, as mentioned, very well built, just like the signatures. Very nice ear hooks. You got that big split like you have on the other signature series. A cinch that really doesn't work very well. I don't use the cinch on the Effect Audio cables, but I do like their splits, even though they're big and chunky. Cable, nice braid, nice and tight. And then you have a large 4.4 termination. This is the rhodium. Sound-wise, I find that the AXC does exactly what I would expect when you combine the Aries and the Cadmus. You get a nice, warm, natural tone and timbre with good extension into the bass, with excellent dynamics, nice rumble and grumble and power. And then the mids have a lushness and a fullness about them. And then the treble in the upper mids region has a nice clarity and a nice tone and timbre, good sparkle and energy. And it has a kind of a forthright presentation of details. And it's very nicely resolving. There's energy, but it's controlled. But yet it's not as laid back as the Aries is. And yet it's not quite as sparkly and energetic and forthright as the Cadmus. It kind of mixes the two together and puts a nice control on the whole thing and brings it all together and makes it more cohesive and balanced. It's a very, very lovely cable sound that is very neutral sounding. I really am impressed. Now, one thing of note was that the Cadmus and the Aries were a little bit nitpicky on what they were mixed and paired with. I always found that I was using them with specific IEMs. So the Cadmus being as more energetic, more nitpicky, a little bit more forthright in its presentation, higher energy, more clarity, better details and resolution, those type of things. They paired well with something that was a little bit on the warmer side, so that you were not shredding your ears with a true, an intensity, bright, cold sound. If you paired the Cadmus with something that was already a little bit cold leaning, it became somewhat painful and could be a little bit too much intensity. The Aries, on the other hand, paired well with those little bit colder sounding IEMs because it added in a little bit of warmth and a little bit of body. If you paired it with something that was a little bit warm sounding already, it may be a little bit too much. And so I was finding that the Cadmus and the Aries, I had to pair individually with each IEM. It didn't work with every single one of them. AXC fixes that. The AXC is a very good all-around presentation, and I'm not finding that I can't pair it with anything. It works with any IEM that I throw it on, and it's happy no matter what the presentation of the IEM, whether it's a warm sound or a cold sound. It kind of does this little thing and makes it all sound pleasurable. Now, keep this in mind. I am not saying that this is going to change and alter an IEM and make it be 100 times better. I am not saying that you're going to hear all these differences and it's going to magically make a bad sounding IEM into something glorious sounding. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm also saying that these differences in sound signature presentations are subtle. They're slight. There's not a massive, huge difference in cables. I'm also not saying that the AXC is just automatically going to blow the socks off of every single stock cable that you will get on an IEM. I'm not saying that either. It's a different presentation. It's an alteration. It may be a more positive, or it might be a side grade, but the Effect Audio AXC cable has a presentation that you may like when paired with certain IEMs. And I like it paired with pretty much anything. I tested it with everything from super cheap IEMs to expensive IEMs. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to compare it to everything because I only have 2-pin and MMCX connections, and some IEMs have proprietary terminations that I don't have a ConX for. But I enjoyed it on everything I put it on. Now, $269. That's a lot of money for a cable, especially for an IEM. And it's a lot for a budget IEM. I totally understand that. You get a lot of things with the AXC as far as aesthetics, look, premium feel, and just overall just a lovely cable in that regard. But is it worth $269? Sound-wise, definitely can change things, alter things, maybe make your IEM go in a different direction that you're looking for, help it to smooth things out, or may give it a little bit more detail. I get that. But again, is it worth $269? You're the only one that's going to know that. And I like this cable. I like a lot of Effect Audio cables, but in my opinion, this is the best Signature 2 series cable. It does a little bit of everything, and it does a little bit of everything very good. And so I highly recommend it. If you are interested in a premium built cable and you're willing to spend the money, I highly recommend the Effect Audio Signature 2 AXC, or the Aries S2 and Cadmus 2. I like this cable a lot. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on screen, subscription links and notification bells. If you haven't already, please check those off. Don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the video, and check out all the links down below. There's all kinds of information down there regarding how you can contact channel, follow channel, support channel. Speaking of supporting channel, I want to thank my supporters through Patreon and YouTube memberships and one-time gifts. Thank you very much for all that you give to the channel. It's much appreciated. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's various ways that you can do that listed down below, and it would be greatly appreciated. Also down below, there's all kinds of other information like gear rankings, music recommendations, gear recommendations, all that kind of stuff is listed down below. And lastly, don't forget to enjoy the music, and that honesty is the best policy.